Hi, my name is Morgan Rep, and normally I wouldn't start out a class on such a serious note. However, I feel this story is just too important not to share. This story is about how I narrowly escaped death due to one unlikely source, a vaccine. Now, there are a few things you should know about me before I go into this whole entire spill. At the time, I was going into my senior year of high school. I was head captain of the soccer team. I was expected to be in the top 10% of my class. And on top of all of that, I was riding 3 to 4 horses after school trying to get ready for the upcoming show season. I had it all until it came to an abrupt halt. The story begins on August 9th of 2016. I had to go to the doctor's office for just a routine checkup. And as I was leaving, the doctor came out and said, "Morgan, you need to get your meningitis vaccine before you go to college this fall." And I thought, okay. So I went into the exam room and waited for them to administer the vaccine. I can remember that needle going in my arm like it happened yesterday. Just a short 7 hours after the vaccine, the horrendous effects began. That night, I laid in my bed with a terrible migraine. As the days passed, the symptoms became worse, and I developed more migraines, nausea, and a fever. Then that's when the muscle weakness began. I had terrible, terrible weakness in my legs, and I couldn't stand up for longer than 30 seconds. So unfortunately, I had to be put in a wheelchair. Not only did I have physical effects, but I did have mental effects as well. I developed a stutter and couldn't focus on anything for longer than 30 seconds. I had lost everything that I loved and knew. And that was until I met a very special doctor. Now, at the time, it just so happened that the Vaxxed tour was coming through Nashville. Now, if you don't know what Vaxxed is a movie about how the CDC covered up a 2004 study on the correlation between the MMR vaccine and autism. So my mom decided it would be a good idea for me and her to go down there and talk to these people. As soon as I got there, I was flooded with all kinds of advice and questions about what had happened to me. But the best advice I got was to talk to Dr. Dale Brown. I can remember my first conversation with him and thinking, I have to be seen by him. And so he offered to let me come and be treated by him for free. Me and my mom cried the entire way home from that event because we knew we had finally gotten some answers. 2 months after my treatment started with Dr. Dale, I began to start to see some normalcy back in my life. I eventually regained enough strength to climb back up on my horse. I started going back to school, and things got better. I still deal with the residual effects from this vaccine every single day, but I know that if it wasn't for Dr. Dale Brown, that I would not be standing here and breathing and talking today. And for that, I am forever grateful.